Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello, 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 hello. How everyone? How is everyone doing this evening? It's going to light a little Palo Santo. I already saged prior to this. Hello. It's a little sage, a little Palo Santo. I have in my diffuser going, but you can't see because it's in the other room. I have a little splash of Florida water in there. Dina made some homemade Florida water, so I splashed some in there just to kind of set the tone and the mood energetically for tonight's meditation. Hello. Hi, how are you? So we're just going to wait for some people to come in. We will begin meditation about 8:45. In fact, I need to pin a comment in here, so bear with me one moment. How is everyone doing this evening? Hello. Hello, hello. Hey, Howie. Hey, Christine. Hey, James. James, why are you in pain? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah, dance class will do that to you. So guys, we're doing meditation today. Today's meditation is going to center around meeting your spirit guides or getting familiar with your spirit guides, your spirit team or committee. And if you are not familiar with your spirit guide or spirit committee or spirit team, this meditation will help. It's like a meditation, like in a slight like journaling process, but it'll also help you create one. We're going to be imagination tonight. So we'll be relying heavily on our imagination and letting our mind and our heart be open to see, what do we resonate with and what we open up to. There are some people that don't know who their spirit guides are or who their spirit team is. And honestly, a hack that I learned is that you can create one yourself by any character, fictional character, a real person, someone maybe that might have passed on, an entity of some sort, because really what you're drawing from that particular guide is like the archetype of their personality. And that's what you're drawing in as far as like your guidance and your wisdom. So say for instance, hey Val, yes, it'll be on the IGTV, so you can watch the meditation later and catch up on everything. And it's really good to do it like when everything is quiet and everything is still. So going back to being able to create your own spirit committee, say for instance, for those, I'm 40, so some people may remember MacGyver. MacGyver was known to be able to get out of any situation with a fart and a hairpin. So, MacGyver is on my spirit team. He's on my committee, at least his essence of his personality and his thinking and how he does. is because there are times I find myself in situations where I really need to think fast and get out of it. And MacGyver, that energy, the energetic footprint of personality of MacGyver is like, think quick, be crafty, and get out of, the situation lickety split. So if you don't have, if you're not familiar with your guides or so forth, it is also good to be able to create your own spirit team and committee. So the meditation will be kind of brief, and it's a lot of like a deep introspective kind of thing where I'm going to ask you questions on what you envision of who is on your team. Now, if you're familiar with your guides, then by all means, go ahead and use who you know. If you're not familiar with your guides, and you feel something come through or some kind of energetic footprint or some kind of feeling comes through, like, feel free to extrapolate on that. But I'll guide you through opening your mind and your imagination and your heart to creating a team for you so that can help guide you in this journey we call life. So we will begin that around 8:45. It should be about maybe like a 20-minute meditation, maybe a little bit less. And then you guys will have a little bit time to kind of journal what you experienced in the meditation, and we can talk about the experiences and go deeper and so forth. So one of the things that I suggest you do while you're, still acclimating and joining the room and getting quiet and settled in, is you want to create your sacred space. So if you have Palo Santo, if you have sage, feel free to sage the area. Palo Santo, you can use Florida water. For me, I saged prior. And I also just did a little twinge of Palo Santo. My Palo Santo stick has lasted me for like, I don't know how long, but it's getting down there. And I've also have Florida water going in a diffuser. I have the traditional Florida water as we know. And I also have the Florida water that Dina made as well. And I have some crystals here. Just to kind of help aid in the process. Michelle, you can listen. It's almost like getting the lecture before the exam. So if you want to listen to it, and then when you have time to kind of sit by yourself quietly, you can go through the process by re-listening to the video, the meditation that I'll upload onto the Apothecary's IGTV. So some crystals that I have handy, number one, is I always like to keep a grounding stone nearby, some black tourmaline to kind of keep me grounded, to keep us grounded, especially when you're dealing with any type of spirit work or anything. You want to definitely always make sure that you keep grounded. I also have selenite. It's kind of like a clearing little stone. I like to set it near my stones to keep my crystals kind of clear of any other energy. I always have a chunk of amethyst around me somehow, some way. If I'm not wearing it, I have a chunk of amethyst around. I also have some labradorite, which is the stone of magic. It basically brings out, if you have any gifts or any abilities, this will help bring it to the surface. I also have some scolecite. Scolecite is actually a really wonderful crystal to use during meditation, as it not only it's heart chakra based, and also I want to say third eye, could be crown too, but kind of connects the two, so it's a good stone to use when meditating. I also have some celestite, which helps connect to the angelic realm. I also have some apophyllite, which is another crystal that has helped to awaken any psychic or intuitive abilities. I also have some sugilite in raw format, which helps open up the crown chakra. And lastly, I have a piece that I got during a live sale that the Apothecary had held, some Shariite. which is another crown chakra based stone as well, and also third eye. So I like to hold scolecite when I meditate. Sometimes it gets hot, sometimes I feel it vibrate, but it's not like crazy, like shoot you through the moon kind of vibrational energy. It's very nice. Although I am wearing moldavite with the Herkimer diamond and 2 pieces of meteorite. But as anyone that knows me, I know I like to kind of shoot to the moon. So that's just how I am. Also, we have our third eye oil that I formulated and blended. So I like to apply a little bit to my third eye whenever I'm meditating or whenever I'm doing any type of spirit work, just to kind of help keep everything open and so forth. So now that I've gotten that out the way, how is everyone doing this evening today? I know I'm usually either like a Tuesday or a Thursday, so it's interesting being here on a Wednesday. How's everyone doing? James, I know you're in pain. You have the hella pain relief. James, use the pain relief oil that you got. I also blended Hella Pain Relief, which is a topical pain reliever used for muscle aches, sores, bruises, arthritis, any type of inflammation. It really works really well. So as always, I always suggest you guys either play the meditation through a Bluetooth speaker or put in your headphones. Get yourself comfortable. For this one, you can either sit up, lay down. It's really up to you. But just know that after the meditation, you will be writing it down. You'll be writing a little bit. Ventura's Hati 921. It is by a New York City-based, I guess, jewelry maker, Half Lucid Jewelry. We carry some of their crowns in our shop. I'm not sure if it's online, but if you check the Apothecary's website, it may be listed, but it's definitely a Instagram handle called Half Lucid Jewelry. And they made this crown for me. Pocket stones and palm stones and so forth all have the same vibrational frequency. So whether you have a small piece of quartz or a large piece of quartz, it still vibrates at the same frequency. Obviously, a huge chunk of quartz is going to be, huge, but the same benefits, because it's really about the intention that you're setting with the crystal and the intention that you have. One of my favorite sayings is intention trumps everything. So your little piece of, pocket stone of quartz the intention that you put into it can be just as beneficial as, say this was a large piece of quartz. So, Gina, hey, yes, I think it definitely would help. It has arnica in it. It has St. John wort. It has St. John wort, ginger, clove. So it has properties that not only relieve pain and inflammation, it also helps kind of numb it a little bit. I always say, especially for like a rotator cuff kind of thing, I would always say if you want to put it on after a shower because your pores are open. And if you don't have time to take a shower, you could take like a warm, moist, like a hand cloth or a hand towel and kind of just like rest it on the area just to kind of let the pores open, and then apply the oil and it'll absorb pretty good. It's made with jojoba oil. So it absorbs into the skin very, very good. Lovely Dorley, I would start with stones that are basic stones for like the chakras. So like red jasper, garnet, lapis, amethyst, clear quartz, citrine, carnelian, things like that. Just to kind of start your collection. And then once you have those stones that resonate with each chakra in your body, then you'll know what you're drawn to or what you're not drawn to. Then you'll know like, oh, I like heart-based stuff like rose quartz or malachite, or you might like something that's more solar plexus related. So I would start with the basics of, the stones that resonate with all the chakras, and then kind of feel what you want to go through from there. So, hey Danielle, thank you. Hi. Hello. So it is 8:45. So we're going to start our process of our meditation. I'm just going to take a little swig of salsa water. And this doesn't have to be as formal as, laying down. You can sit in a chair, you can lay down. Just get yourself comfortable. And going to cue a little music. So I want everyone to get comfortable, make any adjustments or changes you may need to your clothes or to your body. And just start to gently close your eyes. I want you to just breathe at your normal pace without making any changes to the breath. For those that are joining, we're just starting to settle into our meditation. So you're going to get yourself into a quiet position and start to gently close your eyes, breathing at your normal pace. I want you to start to taking deliberate inhales and exhales at your own pace, being sure to fill your lungs with oxygen-rich air and slowly and gently breathe it all out. I want you to imagine your belly button is touching the back of your spine as you exhale, taking full, deep, and complete breaths at your own pace. I want you to scan your body from head to toe. And I want you to feel any areas of the body that you may be holding on to, any tension. If there's any pain or discomfort, I want you to send the breath to that area. Think to yourself, breathe in, relaxation, breathing out, tension. Breathe in, relaxation, breathe out, tension. We'll take a few rounds of cleansing breaths. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Take another deep breath in. Exhale it all out. We'll take one final deep breath in. Exhale it all out. Just return to your normal breathing. One of the important things that you must do prior to any type of spirit work, whether it's connecting with your guides or anything, is to ground yourself and also call in your protection, whether that's your angels, guides, ancestors, known or unknown. What we'll do is I want you to imagine two beams of light coming from above you into the crown of your head. This is the light that is connected to Source. As this light travels down through the crown of your head, through your body, down through your legs, and rooting firmly into the earth. Your root reaches deeply. You are connected to the Earth's intelligence, which is groundedness, stability, standing tall and firm and unwavering. My prayer this evening is to only allow what serves our highest purpose and good to come through this evening. As everyone attempts to connect to their guides, to discover their guides, or even creating their guides and or spirit committee. This space is safe and surrounded by white light. You can take this time to set an intention for this meditation. And when you have that meditation, that intention, you can take a deep breath in and release it out into the universe. So what is a spirit team or committee? Your spirit team was assigned to you before you entered into your physical body and is here to guide, comfort, protect, and reassure your soul on this earthly journey. Everyone has a spirit team, and the more you invite their guidance in, the stronger the role they play in your life. Your team can consist of spirit guides, which can be humans that have ascended to a higher level of consciousness, guardian angels, archangels, ancestors known and unknown, and other entities. And if you don't know your guides, that's perfectly okay. This meditation is designed to discover who your spirit team may consist of, or to help you connect to your team if you're already familiar. And you also have the ability to create your own team. I want you to imagine you've been engaged to do the work you came into this life to accomplish. What exactly are the circumstances of your employment? Have you been hired to do a job? Have you been retained as a consultant because of special skills, knowledge, or education you have? Have you been accepted as a volunteer in some political or social effort? Have you taken on a project or cause that you personally believe is essential and have developed into something with direction and momentum? Are you working alone? With a group of dedicated colleagues, with other people, with ideas, with communication? Is it hands-on labor? Are you at home, in an office, a laboratory, or a special facility? Or are you out in the field? What exactly does your work involve? Who supports you in this work? And how does this work support you? How will your life change now that you can dedicate yourself to this endeavor full time? What are your immediate and eventual objectives? What obstacles do you face? How will you judge when you have succeeded? And what are your next steps? As an aide in this enterprise, you have up to 5 advisors on call to assist and counsel you. They can be real or imaginary, people or spiritual entities who have succeeded in similar efforts in the past and whom you admire for their achievements and skills. Could be people or spiritual entities with whom you have a special rapport and who you are specially known to have given you direction, counsel, moral support, and encouragement in the work you propose to achieve. Each member of this support team has wisdom, patience, ambition, and dedication to you and your success. Again, each member of this support team has wisdom, patience, ambition, and dedication to you and your success. I want you to call a board meeting with this group. Introduce yourself to one another and each member to the others. Outline what you want to achieve and why. Specifically list why you have chosen each member of your support team and what you need from each one to provide for your effort. Solicit and receive each person or entity explicit agreement to help with this venture and address any objections that may rise. Define your role and theirs in making this dream come true. During this board meeting, you're going to introduce yourself to each person you've chosen or each entity you've chosen to be on your committee. And then you're going to introduce each person to each other. And note to yourself why you've chosen these specific individuals or entities. And see how or what kind of role they have in making this particular dream come true. Give them your truthful assurance that you will listen carefully to their suggestions and recommendations, but that you take responsibility for making the final decisions on the motivating values, the ultimate aim, and the allocation of resources, including your own time and labor. Ask them to speak clearly through your dreams, inspiration, your own inner voice, your imagination, repeated numbers, letters, and fated opportunities. Again, ask them to speak clearly through dreams, inspiration, your own inner voice, your imagination, fated opportunities, and synchronicities. I want you to now turn to your immediate goals and what it'll take to achieve them. Commit to action. Agree to meet again as needed. And for certain, once these objectives are met and you're ready to start the next phase, whatever that may entail. This is your support team. You need to respect each other, support each other, heed each other, and work in harmony with each other. And you need to be in charge of making that happen. They need to let you know when things are going well, when they perceive things need attention or are going astray, and make concrete, specific suggestions about what will keep the momentum going and the dream alive. This association of inner helpers may be an arrangement that lasts the rest of your life and performs essential service in helping you accomplish your true work in the world. Respect these entities with reverence they deserve, and use the gift of their assistance and wisdom with the dedication of all you deserve. Sometimes your spirit team or your group of advisors can act very much like a family, with natural alliances bringing up different agendas, maybe sometimes power struggles, but staying aware of the bigger picture, keeping notes and listening to your feelings and their advice, and nourishing the momentum of all you generate are all important tasks for you to juggle. Sometimes you may occasionally have to change or replace or realign the members of your spirit team and or committee. You may develop favorites, or you already may have favorites among this group. Some you may not really connect with that much or interact with. Maybe they're not appealing at all, but nevertheless, they're all very, very valuable. Keep in mind, it's the work that needs to move forward. Direct your overall efforts towards that. I present to you your spirit team, advisory committee, guides, homies. They're here to help you, guide you through this journey in which we call life. Just take a moment to express your gratitude towards them to the universe. You can slowly start to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Start coming back into the room. Notice your surroundings, any sounds. And when you're ready, you can slowly and gently open your eyes. So this is where the pen and paper will come in handy. I'll give you a few moments to journal or dialogue in regards to what might have transpired during your board meeting. Who was present? What did you discuss? What did you feel? What did each person or entity bring to the table? And what role each is assigned to fill? And this will develop over, days, because sometimes, we don't really necessarily know their role. It'll be made known later on down the line. But definitely keep in touch with this committee that you created by journaling or writing them letters or just speaking to them during meditation. But definitely keep notes, listening to your feelings, look for the signs, pay attention to your dreams, as that is how they typically like to communicate. It happens. I mean, you're in a space where your heart is open to the universe. And sometimes to receive stuff in, we have to let things go. I was a little, I could cry now, but, I don't know. I get this feeling or this sensation that sometimes we just want to know that we're not alone, that we're not going through this alone. And I know that we are human and we have friends, we have family, we have people that we talk to. But I honestly, truly feel that what we need now, and I'm getting emotional, I'm sorry, more than ever is to know that there is a higher power, that there are people, entities, spirit that's there that they really care about us. They really want us to live the best life that we possibly can do, and they want to guide us and they want to help us. It's like a universal love. I mean, when spirit or the universe puts their arms around you and wraps around you, it's such an unconditional love that you can't explain. You can't get that from a human touch. It's something that's beyond human. It's spirit based, and to know that you're literally wrapped in the arms of spirit, God, universe, whomever that you believe in, energetically, just to know that you are loved and you're supported. It's a great feeling. It's overwhelming. It fills your heart. And sometimes you know, get a little tears in your eyes because you're like, wow, damn, they really love me. Like, wow. Yeah, so that can happen sometimes. And as you know, some of us are already familiar with, our guides and our team. A lot of us aren't. And, there is no set way to necessarily connect to them. But just by literally creating your team, and now you should be able to journal or write down who you saw, who you felt, and, start writing letters to them. Start having discussions with them, talking to them. Spirit does eventually answer you. It may not be as clear cut as, hey, David, you might not want to make that left turn, or something like that. Or David, sometimes it comes, in a dream. Sometimes you see numbers. Sometimes you see letters. Sometimes a friend will randomly pop up and be like, hey, I just thinking about you and this thought popped in my head. Spirit works through many, many avenues and many, many modalities. Some people hear Danielle hears song lyrics. It really is about us opening our minds and opening our hearts to what's around us and to seeing more than just what's on the surface. Spirit will communicate with you in many, many different ways. It's just it's how you pay attention to the signs. So I encourage all of you to really pay attention to what you felt and what you saw during that meditation, and dive a little deeper into who you saw, who you met, or who you feel should be on your team. And it's almost like speed dating. It's like get to know them, find out their personalities, what they like, and most importantly, how they can offer their wisdom and their guidance to you. And your spirit team can comprise, again, of entities, ancestors known, unknown, angels, archangels, and guides that are humans that have ascended to another plane of consciousness. That's beautiful. Danielle, and it's in that quiet space where you're able to hear those thoughts that popped into your head. We have so much chatter and so much going on in our heads. Sometimes we can't hear that. And again, the importance of meditation is to slow down, to be quiet, and to really listen to that inner voice. And that inner voice also, Spirit does communicate through that inner voice. It's almost like you have a bowl, like your brain is a bowl, and they just pour information into it. And randomly a thought will pop into your head, and you're like, where did this come from? Sometimes it's them communicating with you. Again, with, that was a short kind of meditation, but you can re-listen to the video and really take your time creating this team. Again, it could be full of fictional characters, or it could be people that have passed on, people that you admire. It's really up to what you want to create, because you're drawing from that wisdom of their personality type to help guide you. So, did anybody have any questions? Anybody want to share what they might have felt or saw, or have any questions about how to, what crystals, any type of oils? I'm here to answer some questions. Oh, you're welcome, Norma. So you finally made the commitment, James, to sort of listen to their guidance and to allow them to help guide you. Now, by the way, as stated in the meditation, the role of the spirit team is to help guide you. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you decide if you want to listen to that guidance. Oh, lovely. I'm glad to know that this was your first meditation. Thanks for joining. This one's a little bit, it's deep, but it's not like, it's spiritual deep, but we've done meditations where our bodies have really relaxed. So this is just a taste of different types of meditations that are available. Steph, so what I have in my arsenal right now next to me is, I always try to keep a chunk of amethyst with me. I also have some labradorite, stone of magic. Basically, if you have any gifts or abilities, intuitive abilities, this will definitely help make you tap into your third eye. Always some type of grounding stone. So I like to use black tourmaline. Some people use garnet, obsidian, just a grounding stone, just to kind of keep you rooted and grounded. Selenite. I just like to keep selenite around because I know it's like one of those cleansing crystals that kind of just cleanses everything that it comes in contact with. And it's also protective, so I like to keep selenite around. Scolecite, which this is actually, it's one of my favorite stones to actually hold during meditation. It works with your heart chakra and also, I want to say your third eye. It might be crown up there. Danielle can verify that. I want to say third eye. It's gentle. It's a high vibrational stone, but it's not like send you through the moon. It's warm. It's like cozy. I like it. I like holding it when I meditate. Apophyllite, which helps awaken any psychic or intuitive abilities that you may have. Celestite, which helps you connect with the angelic realms. Oh, thank you, Scolecite. Sugilite, crown chakra, helps open up the crown chakra. So those are just a few stones that I like to, keep nearby during meditation or any type of spirit work or communication I like to do. You can check out the Apothecary's website, shop amiablleapothecary.com, for all sorts of crystals and wonderful things. You can use friendly code 15 to get a 15% discount and free shipping. It's Bitchcraft. I love your name. It's Batchcraft. I love your name. Yeah, sometimes when I hold stones during meditations, they get very warm. Selenite, believe it or not, actually is one of the stones that actually gets really hot in my hands when I meditate. Very interesting. But most importantly, during any type of meditation that we do, especially when it involves connecting to higher self, source, guides, angels, so forth, we always want to be sure that we are always grounded, and we always make sure that we call in our protective guides, protection, our angels, our archangels, protection of white light, and to make sure that you set the intention of the meditation or the tone of the meditation from the beginning. You only want what's good for your highest self to come through. It's very, very important. I also, personally, for me, I also like to keep I usually light a white candle, and I also keep kind of like a glass of water nearby during any type of meditation or spirit work. It's just what I usually do. I usually have Florida water either in a little bowl or in a diffuser, which I have in the other room. And I, create a sacred space and, do my little meditation. So over the next couple of days, if you're familiar with a journaling technique known as dialoguing, do that over the next few days with each of your team member as a way of soliciting their ideas and just generally staying in touch, or simply write letters back and forth between you and your entity. Develop a feeling of rapport, connection, cooperation, and solidarity as your spirit team becomes a stronger presence in your awareness and exert their influences on your thinking, actions, and in your life. And see, over the next, couple of weeks, how your thinking changes, how you're navigating life differently. You'll probably just like, oh, your intuition will start to fine tune a little bit. You will have this almost like an inherent wisdom that just kind of downloads into your mind as you come across different situations and decision-making processes and things. You're just like, where did this wisdom come from? Our guides are here to help us, to guide us, to protect us, and to really make us, help us have, a wonderful life here on this earth during this journey we call life. Of course, thank you. Of course, there's always going to be, trials and tribulations, but our guides are here to help us through those moments of trials and tribulations. So definitely tap into the wisdom that they can offer you, and allow yourself to kind of surrender to their guidance and see how life changes for you. But definitely journal it and keep track of what you're feeling and what you're noticing and what you're seeing. And if you guys have any questions regarding, guides, or if you're looking for more in-depth information, you're more than welcome to DM us here on Amityville Apothecaries Instagram. You can DM me. We do offer services such as tarot readings, oracle readings, mediumship readings, and so forth. Lovely. I think like what we did here is just kind of sitting with yourself and writing down or taking note of what you see, what you feel, and what you see and what you feel. You also can just ask them to reveal themselves to you. Again, always call in your guides and your protection, and also nothing to come through, only what serves your highest good. And just start to pay attention to your dreams. There might be a repeated number that you may see. Look it up. It's the angel number. It could be associated with a particular archangel. They do eventually reveal themselves to you. It may not be a clear cut, like you wake up and okay, everyone that follows you, that's your guide. But they do, will let you know. And there's some that you'll never know who they are. They're just there. They're just part of the team. They chill in the background. But they're also two very, very important. I know that some of the readers at the Apothecary have the ability to sometimes during meetings to see who your angels are or who your guides may be. I know Bella, who is our angel card reader, can see that sometimes. Can see that, as well as Eric, who's an oracle card reader and a medium as well. Frank Bruni, who's a tarot reader, also a medium, can see that as well. Charlotte and also Kathy. So, if at any point you really want to, dive a little bit deeper and really, really get to know or figure out who it is, who they may see, you're more than welcome to, book a virtual reading through the shop, and we'll be able to help maybe connect you with a guide or something. Family not 22. It could mean something, so definitely write that down and start to ask them, who are they? What is their purpose? Why are they walking? Start to create a dialogue on paper with them and see, what you get back in return. As far as signs or in your dreams or so forth, or any type of emotional impression or something. It could be ancestors. It could be loved ones that may have passed on. It could be your guides. It could be a number of things. So definitely take note of that and start to dialogue that in a journal and start creating a narrative behind who they are. And what you feel, just write it out and start to pay attention to things, and maybe they will reveal themselves a little bit more. I know somebody who has a guide that they had no idea who it was. They just knew it was there. They never saw their face until maybe 5 years down the line. Eventually, the guide revealed themselves fully. So it does take some time sometimes to reveal who the guides may be. So definitely sit with that and journal it and see what you guys come up with. Yes, and Bella's also a spiritual coach as well. You're welcome, Family Knot. So I have about a minute left. I don't like it when it cuts me off, so I'd rather cut it off first. If you guys have any questions, feel free to private message us. You can also DM me directly as well. Hella Intuitive on Instagram. I want to thank you all for opening your hearts and your minds to this meditation, allowing me to guide you through this, and just thank you for letting me into your space, letting me into your heart. I truly, truly appreciate it from my heart to yours. And until we see each other again, namaste. Love and light to you all. Everyone have a great rest of your evening. Don't forget to dialogue, journal, dialogue. Pay attention to the dreams and those signs. Love you all. Good night. Oh, you're welcome, Lovey.